Alright, so let's get started with the demo on how to make a value scale. I've got my pencils all laid out. I've got a 6B, 4B, 2B, HB, H, 3H pencil. I also have a mechanical pencil. Some people like to sketch with those. I've got a Q-tip and a paintbrush. Those are probably things that are easy to come by for blending. I also have a blending stump. I've got your pink eraser, and then I've got a vinyl eraser. So those are the tools. I'm gonna work in two groups of 8. It's gonna take a inch wide ruler. I'm gonna go until I get to the 8. 1-inch squares are really good for practicing your values. Even with one pencil, like the 6B, I can get quite a range of values by varying my pressure. I also can get another range of values by layering with similar pressure. Doing a value scale has a lot to do with pressure and layering. So for this first square, I'm going to shade it in with my 6B. Then I'm going to change direction, and it's going to get quite a bit darker. Then I'm going to grab my 4B, go back, and I'll darken it one more time. Now for some reason, when you layer 4B over the top of 6B, it gets quite a bit darker. Gonna go over now with light pressure and use the pencil almost like a blending stick. I'm gonna go back to my 6. Keep things looking nice. Now I'm gonna do my second layer of 6B, but I wanna be able to tell the difference between these two squares. So then I'm gonna go 4B with light pressure to blend and darken it just a little bit. Next square. For darker values, you can hold it closer to the end. For lighter values, if you hold it back further, you have less pressure. So that's the trick for getting a lighter layer of graphite on your paper. I can use a lighter lead like the 2B to go back and darken some of these other values. So for the darker values, I want you to notice that I didn't use a blending stump. I more used lighter pencils as the blending stumps. So that's the trick. Use 2B on these. I used 6B and 4B were used on these. As we work with the lighter areas, a lot of times I like to work the lightest area first. First square is free as long as you can keep it white. Second square, I'm gonna hold it so the weight of the pencil is the only thing touching the paper. So I'm gonna deposit a little graphite. Then I'm gonna get in there with something like a Q-tip. And I'm gonna blend it so it's the lightest color I can get. Lightest shade, lightest value. I'm going to do the same thing. Switch over to my H pencil.